Hello, people. I really want to get this off my chest, right? And this was one of the baddest experience I ever had online with a group of people. And yeah, I just really want to get this off my chest, and it's been on my chest for practically a long time. And I just want to get it off my chest. I don't really care no more. Um, where to start with the story? Well, I knew these groups of people since 2019 and 2020, and it was one of the most, excuse me, it was one of the most terriblest experiences I ever had online. Um, it even went so far. It even went so far when people were practically harassing me on my YouTube channel too, and everything else. And yeah, like it even got so far where I was getting harassed on my YouTube channel and everything else. I'll get back to that story. Where it all started, right? I was playing with their friend, right, for, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 hours. Ooh, excuse me. I was playing with his friend for, don't really know his friend's online username. Forgot about it. I was playing with him. I was playing Red Dead online, 2 online. For I think 2 to 3 hours. I think just like grinding, playing, having fun, and everything else. And their friend, right, said, "Oh, I'm getting off for the night. I'm getting off. Sorry, not the night. It was actually it's actually daylight in America and everything else." Oh, sorry, you have to hear that. A bit indigested in the nose. Um, he said he was getting off for the night, not the night, like just getting off the game for the day. Because he lived in America and everything else, and he has kids and everything else, and not just that, yeah. And I said to him, yeah, I'm thinking of getting off too. It's like probably when I did said that, I think it was like 4 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 4. I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and this was in 2020, and the year is 2020 when this has happened. I'm just trying to put the dates in together. He said he was getting off, right? And yeah, I'm getting off too. I'm gonna brush my teeth and get ready to go to bed and everything else. And yeah, I got off Red Dead, closed it up and everything else, and brushed my teeth for 2 minutes. I usually time myself when I'm brushing my teeth with my phone, because yeah, you're meant to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. And I was making my bed and everything else, ready to go to bed. And my curiosity got the better of me, and I seen his ID, online ID, still playing Red Dead, and I can join him, because when you're a friend with somebody online, right, on PlayStation, whatever, you can actually join that session. And when I did join that session, right, he was playing with 3 people, and I said to myself, like, why do you have to lie right? You said you were getting off, right? And you're playing with other, like, three other people. Not like I'm jealous or nothing. Like, I was a bit angry, like he'd lied and said, like, oh, he was getting off and everything else, and he said that with his own words, and he said, like, I was getting off for the day, and yeah, and I just didn't know why he had to lie. Like, he could have just said, like, oh, I'm going to play with other people or something, you know, and I would have said it. I would have said to him too, yeah, the same thing what I said before. Oh, I'm going to brush my, yeah, it's getting a bit late. You know, I'm going to brush my teeth and make my bed and go to bed. I would have said that if he would have said that too. I would have said the exact same thing too. If he said he was going to play with other friends online. And not just that too. I knew, well, this is pretty, this is, it is funny, but I knew it was a lie. I think he brought his kids into the conversation. I did, when I was calling him out for being a liar and everything else, and he said, no, it was my kids playing. For one, why are you letting your kids, like he practically had, like, I think kids that are like 10 years old and 12 years old, and I said to him, like, why are you letting your kids play like an MA 15 plus game in the first place? Like, my mum grew me up making me play like G-rated and PG-rated games, and when I got a bit older, I start playing M-rated games, and when I got a bit more older, I played MA 15 plus games. Like, why you, like, it was pretty gutless what he did, man, bringing his kids into it, like using his kids to cover up his lie, more or less. And not just that too, this is how I knew it was him, because when you're in Red Dead Redemption, right, playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online, right, Red Dead Redemption 2 online, when you become a party member, right, you can actually join into that party, you know, and I did join up to his party, and he had him in it and his three other friends, and that's when I knew he was lying. You know, his kids were not playing that. Like, and I remember it clear as day, like me, like, punching into his party name, you know, his party group, party, whatever it's called, and I joined the party, seeing three other people and him with it too. He's the leader of the party, and like, he practically more or less ditched me to play with his other friends, more or less. And none of their friends actually believed me anyway. They were actually sticking up for his lies, like saying, oh, his kids do play video games. And I said, like if he was a normal father, right, like, if I was a father, I wouldn't let my kids play this Red Dead Redemption game. I wouldn't. you know, I wouldn't. Like, and you're a bad parent to even make your kids play that game in the first place. And they were like sticking up for his lies and you know, and his excuses and everything else. And yeah. And the next story, same group, everything else. And this is in 2020. Knew this guy since 2019. Yeah, knew him for a long time. A little bit of a long time. Well, it was 2020, right? And we had that thing that was happening in the world. I can't really say it on here because I'm worried this video would be shut down and everything else and removed. I'm going to choose my words carefully on this one. The thing is, right, how, like, to where the story kind of like begins, right, with this one. The dude's name, I don't know his Facebook name because I forgot about his Facebook name. I don't really care, but his username on PlayStation is Dr. Tattoo. And how this story became to be, I was, you know, out in the lounge room hearing all this shit was happening in the world. I just got sick of it and everything else, and I practically played with these guys, I think, for the last couple of weeks. I think a couple of weeks or a week. Like, stayed in my room because I didn't want to hear the news propaganda about this thing that was happening in the world that time, because I just got sick of it. I just got sick of it to, you know, just want to stay in my room. Just don't really care much about it. And what I did, went in my room, played my video game for the next couple of weeks. And not just that too. How do you explain this? Well, when I got on PlayStation, right, like on Red Dead and everything else, their friends, you know, practically non-stop talking about the thing that was actually happening in the world that time. And my mum actually did said, you know, and I listened to her advice and everything else. When you're playing online games and everything else, you're there to play the game and talk about the game and everything else. And I learnt that from my mum and everything else. And I took my mum's advice on. Don't talk about religion, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. Don't talk about the news, don't talk about this. Talk about the video game and just talk about game stuff and comic books or whatever in general. They just kept constantly talking about it. I kind of like sat in the corner and just like kind of like banging my head against the wall for the last week or 2 weeks, just hearing them talking about it, the thing that was happening in the world. It got to the point where I exploded on Dr. Tattoo, and I did. Like, and I said, this is the words I actually did said. I'm sick of hearing about this fucking bullshit. Is this why we are here for? Just to play the fucking game, to get away from the fucking bullshit from the world? And he practically fucking snapped at me. And I said, what did you say? I'm sick of hearing about this fucking bullshit. I'm here to fucking play the fucking video game, for fuck's sakes. That's all I'm here for. That's why I'm playing this game, and this is why I'm playing with you guys. To get away from the fucking bullshit. Like, I mean, you don't know how much it's been broadcast on the fucking media. Like, I'm sick of it. It's making my ears bleed. And me saying bullshit, he just went ape shit. Like, and practically, you know, practically removed me as a friend and everything else. And yeah, like, okay, that's your loss, dude, not mine. Like, because I didn't want to hear about, and not just that too. He was an alcoholic. Like, he always drinks, and all you hear he is him cracking a new one and everything else. And the thing is, during that time when that was happening, it's like the alcohol and what he was talking about didn't really mix with everything. Like, yeah, like he just went ape shit. Like, I don't know if the alcohol got to his head when I said what I said, you know, and it made him snap. I don't know, because I was really sick of it, and I was really, like, the news was practically traumatizing me. Like, I didn't want to hear about the bullshit. I don't want to. This is why people play online, to get away from the media, the press, and the dramas of the world. That's why we get on video games, to get away. It's escapism, if I'm saying that word right. It's escaping from the real world, more or less. And that's the time when I was not friends with these two dudes and these three chicks online, and they practically stopped being friends with me. And I did make videos about them back in the days and everything else. You know, saying my piece about him and everything else. Yeah, like, the way how Dr. Tattoo talked to me was not really necessary. I just don't really, I forgot the words what he, like, I forgot even the words what he did said. It was, like, I do remember it was not nice. But now this is the next story, and this is where it kind of like ends and everything else, and this is what I was talking about before. Okay. Where to start with this story too? It kind of like links up with Dr. Tattoo's story, when I was actually saying my piece to them, to the three girls on there too. I know their online names, but I don't really want to say their names, no more, because they're just very horrible, condescending, manipulative people. And yeah, like, and when I did made that video ages ago about them, saying my piece about them, and like, you's never believed me in the fucking first place, what your friend lying to me and everything else, like, and how Dr. Tattoo fucking, you know, how he treated me when I fucking, you know, what I said, you know, like, because I was sick of hearing about the shit and everything else. Sick of hearing about the bullshit. Um, and yeah, like, you's never believed me and everything else, like, and I just said that, and I said, I don't know, I think I was angry that time. I think when I was making the video, I think um, I made a couple of videos, I think, on that subject, and yeah, like, I didn't really got it off my chest that much, but it even got so far. Well, the three girls, right? They practically did made a video about me, like, basically practically lying about me, slandering me, and everything else. Ah, man, I'm going to choose my words really careful on this. Trying to put this into words. When they made the video about me, right, and everything else, like talking about everything, what I'm practically basically talking about, and practically putting lies in that story too. Um, and they even went so far to basically call me a homophobic, and they were using my YouTube name. My YouTube name was actually different back then. It was called Crazy Otter 117, and I changed it to Michael Prince. And they were basically saying like homophobic things and stuff like that. And the thing is, right, through my life, through the times I've been with them, I'd never said any homophobic slurs or said any stuff. I never even said any stuff like that, what they were saying on the video, because I can't really say what they were saying on the video because I'm afraid this video will get shut down, because basically they were just like lying. I was saying this about their daughter and everything else, like, in one thing, I never knew your daughter was gay. I never ever knew your daughter was gay. I never even knew she was gay from the first place, and even the first time I met him with Dr. Tattoo and everything else. Never even knew their daughter was gay. I never even said any gay jokes or whatever. Never spout homophobic stuff. I never did. I didn't know what they were talking about. Like, I even went so far to even remember what I actually did said when I was actually playing, and even thinking to myself, I never said them things. They're just making up lies. More lies and more lies, sticking up for their friends, making more lies and more lies, sticking up for their friends, and more lies and more lies. They never believed me from the start. That's the whole thing. You know, friends stick up for friends. It's like cops stick up for cops, you know, that's how it works out. And not just that too, I was not really a long time friend of theirs. Like, I was only there for practically 2 years. And not just that too, they even went so far to even got one of their subscribers on their Twitch channel or whatever, on YouTube, whatever, like, to harass me. And every time I was practically blocking him or her, and he was like coming back on in different accounts, and he did said something, and it kind of did scare the shit out of me a little bit. And do you know that even they are more or less threatening me to take me to court, more or less. And I think I made a video, and I did make a video. Yeah, I did make a video saying, "Can you please stop getting your subscribers to harass me?" Practically, how I think this where it all went down. They got one of their subscribers on Twitch or YouTube. That they have YouTube channels and everything else. I'm not going to mention them because I don't want them being harassed too, for their own little safety. Like they're practically threatened me with solicitors, and threatened me to take me to court, and they got their friends to practically harass me on my doorstep, on my YouTube doorstep channel, my YouTube channel doorstep. And this dude was just like going on and on and on, and I just said, "Can you please fucking leave me alone?" And that's what I said. I didn't even done anything to these fucking people. I never said this, I never said that about their daughter. I don't even remember. It doesn't even cross my memory. I never even said any homophobic stuff or anything else. Like, I never even said anything about... I never even spoke... See, I'm even laughing at them for making up that lie. Like, you know, them saying I said something to their daughter, like a homophobic slur, like something inappropriate, and that's just a lie. And they were threatening me with solicitors, threatening me, no, it's not threatening me, like threatening me with threatening me with solicitors, and getting their subscribers to harass me and everything else. I still got all their messages, like on my YouTube channel. I still do. And they said they want proof. Well, it is there for you to see. Like, and the thing is, right, and this is the thing is, I don't want to take people to court. I don't have the time for court. All I have the time for is just playing my video games and just relaxing, and that's it. And no politics and political bullshit agendas. That's all I care about. But they went so far to even threaten me with solicitors in court and everything else. And not just that too, I think their subscriber actually went so far they even tell me what to do on my channel and say, "You better shut that video down. They're going to threaten you with solicitors." And I think I didn't shut the video down because the thing is, right, I knew that time their court case wouldn't win, because practically they would be laughed at, gawked at, everything else by, because if they would have took me to court, to YouTube court, I would have took them in the Australian court for slander of all the stuff what they were saying about me and everything else. I would have took them to court, you know, for slander, because I never said them things about your daughter once. I never made jokes about gay people. I never did. And everything else. And I don't know where you pulled that out of your hat. Like where did you pull that out of? Like I just, don't know. Like, I don't know why they went so far to lie like that. They practically, they even went so far to hurt my YouTube channel's reputation that time. And yeah, it was pretty bad, man. It was the most baddest, terrible experience I ever had online. You know, I never had an experience like that online. I did have one experience online. It was a bit bad, but I don't really want to get into that. Um, yeah, like it happened too long ago. Um, yeah, but this is one of the most worst worst experience I've ever had online. And like even the aftermath, you know, was bad. Like I had anxiety and everything else. And it took me a while to get back online again, to kind of trust people, and things just like went downhill again. And yeah, like I, they're practically, they're basically and practically these 5 of these people have gave me trust issues now. Psychological trust issues with people online now. You know? And yeah, and it's pretty barbaric what they have done to me. These 5 people in just one year. It was just terrible. I didn't deserve it. Like if they don't believe me, like I wouldn't even care. Like I didn't even care they didn't believe me. Like I didn't really care if they didn't believe me or not. Like I understand, because you're going to believe your friend in the first place. That's how it always works online sometimes. You know? It was just terrible. Like I went through hell through that time. And especially the aftermath of it, I went through hell. I didn't even play my PlayStation 5 for, I don't know, quite a few months, or 4 months or 5 months. All I did with my PlayStation is play movies, and that's it. Like I didn't play it online that much no more, for what they have done to me and everything else. With all the abuse, the lies, the deceit and everything else, it just got on top of me too quick. And they were the most terriblest people I ever have to deal with online. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible. Well, I'm getting off. I hope, you know, hope you all have a good day, and on this good earth. Of this plane of existence. Excuse me, and God bless yous. See ya. Bye.